Welcome to this event. My name's Gareth Dyke, and thank you so much for participating in this EBSCO Roadshow. We're here to help you understand Bentham Science publishers, how Bentham Science publishers can provide you and your university with access to great journals. Open access, speed, quality, and impact for authors are areas where we excel at Bentham Science publishers. So we're here today to give you some information about the journals and ebooks that we publish, as well as other content that's available for your university at Bentham Science publishers. Who are we? We are a major international scientific, technical, and medical research publisher. We offer more than 170 online and print journals, more than 1,000 online and print books, and indeed information solutions for researchers involved in various scientific disciplines. So if you have questions, if you'd something that you'd like to ask, do get in touch with us directly or our partners EBSCO in your region in Sweden in order to ask any further questions. Bentham is a great choice for your researchers if you're looking for a journal to publish your next research, and we'll come on to why that is in a moment. But as I mentioned, Bentham is a major international scientific, technical, and medical research publisher. So if you haven't had a look at eurekaselect.com, eurekaselect.net, where you can access our content, you can go and you can search and you can see the kinds of journals, the kinds of content that Bentham has. I do encourage you to do that now. And one of the things that we're very keen to do at the end of this event is provide your institution with a free trial, free access to all of the Bentham content. Then we can see what the usage of that content is like. We can follow up and provide training for your researchers to show them how to write their papers up and get their papers published in leading international journals. That's what it's all about. Rising up those international rankings, getting your research written up and published in leading international journals. So eurekaselect.com is the site that you need to have a look at. Here's some information about Bentham Science books, divided into 6 broad categories. As you can see here, collections available for libraries based on subject, or you can just pick and choose. Have a look at the links available on this slide. We'll give everybody attending this event access to our literature. Do have a look at the catalogues that we've been passing out around the room. As we go around the room at the moment, you can have a look at what we have available for your institution. In the broad subject area categories, collections available for libraries. Unlike other publishers, Bentham is able to split up content. You can pick and choose the different aspects of our content that you would like for your researchers. So perhaps you're thinking, we have this topic or that research area or this research area that we wish to develop, or that we wish to expand, or that we wish to support because it's a key research direction for our university. Well, then we have content in that area. We can provide you with access to that. So Bentham publishes the world's leading review journals in a number of subjects: molecular medicine, drug metabolism, Alzheimer's disease research, and so on. We publish high impact factor, well-indexed journals in a number of topics: medicine, chemistry, science and technology, and a number in the top impact areas for those particular subject areas. I'm showing you some examples in pharmacology, and that's not all, because a number of Nobel laureates enhance and endorse our journals on editorial boards and as promoters of Bentham content. So that's important to keep in mind as well. Here are our major disciplines. We put content out for librarians. Here are those major subject area disciplines. So if you're thinking about broad subject area collections for your researchers, these are the breakdowns that we would provide for you in terms of major disciplines. And have a look at these. Perhaps you're thinking, we've got a genomics institute at our university, or we are particularly strong in our hospital in oncology or pharmacology or biochemistry, for example. We've got the content for you at Bentham Science Publishers. Here are a list, and a little bit out of date now because, of course, the new impact factors for 2022 are being released, but you can see a number of great journals here with high impact factors, and many of the Bentham journals, including a number of the open access journals, are gaining impact all the time. So we'll get back to you with the latest list. We'll come back in follow-up, but these are great journals. These are journals with good impact factors. These are journals where your researchers will want to see their papers published. The peer review process at Bentham is extremely rigorous, and the content that gets published has been vetted and is trustworthy, of course, for further research. Bentham peer review, handled by the editorial boards. We only use people with high H indices, a respected record of publication in their research area as reviewers for our journals. Our journals are listed, indexed in a number of places, as you can see on this slide. This is a common question that we get asked at these events. Where are the Bentham journals listed? You can see some of the indexes on this particular slide. And something that I particularly wanted to highlight in this event today is the flexibility of the Bentham content. You can say to us, we've got researchers in oncology, we've got researchers in diabetes, for example. We provide collections of content for your researchers targeted at particular areas. So get in touch with us. Let us know what subject areas you'd like to learn more about, and we'll come back to you with content that is targeted at those particular subject areas. Just two more examples from our medical portfolio: anti-inflammatory, central nervous system research articles and ebooks. You can package that content. We can give you targeted sets of content to support researchers working at your institution in particular subject areas. As I mentioned before, we'll give you a free trial to all of our content. You can see what's useful for your researchers, and then later we can come back and talk about which bits of it would be worth keeping for future research purposes. And don't forget as well, Bentham is the only publisher, the only one to publish journals dealing with patent reviews. And that's really important for universities, research institutes around the world as they look to commercialize and develop their research. So have a look at these as well. Patents, talking about what's recently been done in terms of patents in a number of key areas. And of course, as well, this kind of training that I'm giving you a taster of in this session today can be tailored to your students. We can provide training in a number of key areas relating to overcoming English as a barrier to publication, getting your work published in leading international journals, and helping your researchers to get their work published. That's what we do. So you may wish to talk to us about a content license, about access to Bentham journals, about publishing your researchers' work in Bentham journals, and we would be very happy to then as well provide training to support your researchers to get their work published. Because of course, very often researchers are doing fantastic things, they're collecting lots of data, but they struggle with writing that up and getting it published in leading international journals. So we are here to help with that at Bentham Science, talking about things like how to effectively write and submit your work to a journal, how to maximize your work's scholarly impact, how to get a rewarding publishing experience, because many researchers really don't get that. They feel that they've overcome an ordeal when their work finally gets out in the journal. Again, we're here to help, helping your teams get into the right mindset to write up their work for publication, choosing a topic, identifying an audience, gathering, supporting information, preparing to write, building a structure for that next research paper. We talk to researchers all over the world all of the time, and so we know what researchers ask for in the publishing process. When they select a journal for their papers, they want speed, they want a decent impact factor, and they want high reach and readership. So something else to mention about the Bentham team is the marketing support that we will provide your authors with once their papers are published. We will ensure that your researchers' content reaches the maximum audience to achieve the highest impact possible, garner the most citations, and of course, help your institution to rise up those international rankings. Accessibility in open access publishing, of course, also very important. Our journals have impact factors. Our journals have reputation and reach within the field, and many of them are open access as well. So do get in touch with us if we can provide more information about this and training in an engaging and informative way. We have developed teaching techniques to engage with researchers to help them find out the best route to successful publication, such as the pirate code, aiming high with your publications, talking and communicating with editors, and learning to sell and manage your article submission. Because of course, as librarians, you will know a lot of this information already, but young researchers especially are unclear about journal selection, how to deal with open access, what it is, how to understand the difference between a traditional journal and an open access journal. Researchers need support. Which factor is most important? How to understand the difference between traditional journals and open access journals, and indeed the different kinds of open access journals within that system as well. We think as librarians, as people in the publishing industry, that these are obvious questions, but they're not provided. This information is not provided often to researchers. How to do it, what's a subscription-based journal, what's a hybrid journal, and what is an open access journal, and how to make sure that your work does get published in a safe journal. So we provide support with all of this kind of thing. We're able to provide advice. We're able to help your researchers deal with publication ethics, publication strategies, and understanding things like avoiding those predatory publishers. That's the kind of training that we would provide, pointing researchers towards sites like Think, Check, Submit, where they can understand what's appropriate. Do they know the journal? And are they able to make a submission only if that is okay? We are, of course, encouraging people to look at this kind of content, to look at this kind of information. Is this a reputable publisher? Who's on the editorial board? As I mentioned already, Bentham journals have extremely strong editorial boards, bolstered in many cases by really, really leading academics in particular fields. The journals are indexed, and the fees, of course, for open access publishing are clearly stated on the website. Finally, before I leave you today, let me just say a few things about Manuscript Point, the Bentham Science publisher journal management system. And this is of interest to you if you are managing a journal. Perhaps your institution has an in-house journal. We are also able to support with core functions such as manuscript processing and tracking, helping with peer review management, and helping with author assistance. Our system provides a journal finder. It helps authors to find a journal for their manuscript. It provides a record of peer reviewers organized by subject area expertise, and it is an in-house reporting system for journal managers. And with that, I'll say thank you so much for the chance to give this presentation today at the Sweden Roadshow with EBSCO Bentham Science Publishers. My name is Gareth Dyke, and do get in touch with us if you have any further questions about this presentation. Thank you so much for listening.